Hey guys, and welcome back to the Life of Zach channel. Stranger Things Season 5 just released, and we got some stuff to talk about this season. But quickly before we get into all my theories and my review on it, let's go to Dean Levan with his recap of the first 4 seasons.
Stranger Things Season 5 released a few days ago. Here's a recap. In Hawkins, Indiana, 4 boys, Mike, Will, Dustin, and Lucas, play Dungeons & Dragons, but Will mysteriously disappears. His mother, Joyce, enlists Chief Hopper's help to search for him. The boys meet Eleven, a girl with supernatural powers, who reveals a connection between Will and Hawkins' natural laboratory. Joyce and Hopper discover Will is trapped in the Upside Down, while Nancy and Jonathan investigate the disappearance of another friend, Barb. In a final confrontation, Eleven uses her powers to defeat the monster and rescue Will. After Will begins experiencing visions and becomes possessed by the Mind Flayer, Hopper and Joyce discover the creature's underground hideout with help from Will's clues. Max and her stepbrother Billy complicate things in Hawkins, while Nancy and Jonathan try to expose the lab's secrets. In the final battle, the group uses heat to weaken the Mind Flayer, rescue Will, and Eleven closes the gate, trapping the creature in the Upside Down. A secret Russian base under Starcourt Mall attempts to reopen the gate at Hawkins' lab, leading to a return of the Mind Flayer, which possesses Billy. As Dustin, Steve, and Robin work to decode a Russian transmission with Erica's help, Nancy and Jonathan investigate strange rat behaviors linked to the creature. In a climactic battle, Hopper sacrifices himself to thwart the Russians, while Billy saves Eleven, prompting Joyce to decide to leave Hawkins with her kids and Eleven to escape the danger. In Season 4, the new villain of Vecna targets the teens of Hawkins, leading into Eddie Munstein's wrongful blame by his D&D club, the Hellfire Club. As Dustin, Steve, and Robin work to explain the dangers of the Upside Down, Joyce discovers Hopper is alive and trapped in Russia, prompting her and Maury to rescue him, while Eleven faces bullying in California and ends up in juvie. In a dramatic climax, Eleven battles Vecna to save Max, who falls into a coma, leaving Hawkins to confront the looming threat of the Upside Down. This leads us to Season 5, which if you haven't seen it then, you are like Papa! Now off to Zach.
Alright, thank you, Dean. Now that Stranger Things 5 is out, it released about 2 weeks ago, which means most of us should have seen this first volume. And we have a lot to talk about. So far, this season has been amazing, which makes sense because these are the last few episodes of the series. But that also comes with stuff I don't like. The time skip really kills the momentum Season 4 started. This season, I do really have to say, starts off slow. And in my opinion, the time skip really kills the momentum Season 4 started. Another thing I don't think really worked was bringing Holly Wheeler as an important character. In my opinion, Holly wasn't built up to be this important character in the way she could have. Erica, for example, was built up in Season 3 to be a main character and not just thrown into the main cast like Holly was. Some of the dialogue in this season is also a bit corny at points, but that one didn't bother me as much as others because imagination is the 1980s. You get that kind of stuff. Now, with those out of the way, I love this season so far. After episode 1, the season really ramps up and picks up its pace. With that, Eleven and Hopper are stuck in the Upside Down. Steve has gone from a mother to a father with Dustin. Dustin is grieving over Eddie's death. And we have what I think is the best character duo this season, Robin and Will. If you haven't seen the season, you'll see why. Now let's talk about my theories for these last 4 episodes. One of my favorite theories this season is the critical hit theory. In Season 4, when the Hellfire Club was fighting against Vecna in their D&D campaign, Dustin rolls an 11, which wasn't enough to defeat Vecna. Then he rolled a 20, which makes me think to defeat Vecna, they will need 11, 8, and Will as one to make a critical hit, aka 20. Another theory I have that Vecna may not be the true villain. If you didn't know, Stranger Things has a prequel. It's a play called The First Shadow. I don't really have time to explain it all, but in the play, we find out that Henry Creel got his powers from Dimension X, aka the Upside Down, due to the Mind Flayer, which makes sense for a certain plot point in Season 5. If you know, you know. But my theory is that the Mind Flayer is probably going to be the main villain. In the actual game D&D, the Mind Flayer is always known as a world-ending villain. And since this series goes a lot off the actual game D&D, we might be getting more of that. Which makes me think in Season 5, the Mind Flayer is the real villain in the end, and Henry may just be doing what he's doing to get out of the Mind Flayer's control and actually live his life normally. Now, I do have one more theory, and that is the Vecna's Eye theory. If you didn't know, in D&D, there is a item called Vecna's Eye, which very powerful item in the game, possibly the most powerful, probably the most powerful item in D&D. But to get this item, you need to sacrifice your own eye. Also in D&D also comes with the hand. You also have to sacrifice your, I think it's right or left hand. It's one of the two. But you have to sacrifice your eye and hand to get them. In all the teasers leading up to Season 5, like Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4, every time Will is in a poster, his eye is covered. At least one eye is covered in it. Which makes me think that, what if Will gets Vecna's eye? Now, again, that would mean he has to sacrifice his eye. Which could be a hint in the posters that he loses his eye. That is what I think. That could very much play a huge role in the season, especially with Will's plot arc thingy that's happening right now. Again, if you know, you know. Anyway, that is all I have time for, you guys. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you watched all the way through, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below.
You are like Papa!